Hi everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video and being interested in my Sephora VIB sale recommendations. I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet. Today I have on a full face of items that I would recommend to you if you're shopping the sale and if you're looking for recommendations. Before I get started, I don't want to make this video long, but I just want to say that if you want to shop the sale, that's amazing, but don't feel pressured that you have to just because Sephora is having a discount. I know they don't do a discount often, but still, it's not worth going in debt for. 20% is the highest percentage off that you can get, and even so, after taxes, it's not that great of a deal. If you're gonna purchase something that you're planning on buying anyways, then yeah, I would say go for it. If there's something you've been saving up for and wanting, and because these items don't go on sale that often, then I would say, hey, go for it. But don't feel like you have to shop the sale or go into a lot of debt just because you feel like you don't want to miss out on something. So with that being said, let's just get right into it. For hair care, I'm just going to go ahead and recommend the Olaplex line, the whole thing. I love this stuff. It's great. It's not something that I'm continuously spending my money on. If I have the budget for it, then yes, I get it because I totally think that it's worth it. But it's not something that you have to scrape nickels for it to get. Like, you can get really good hair care at the drugstore or something of a lesser value, but if you have the money and you want to and you're like, is it worth it? Yes it is. Shampoo and conditioner is great, but if I had to recommend anything from the line, it would just be the number 3. They do have a super size. A little bit does go a long way. Rub it in your hand, spread it. You can follow the directions right in the back, but I think it really does make a difference. I notice a difference in my curls when I do use this stuff. I have relatively healthy hair, and I think a lot of it comes from using this line often. As far as skincare goes, my number 1 favorite eye cream is the Inky List Caffeine eye cream. This stuff is really great. I do notice a difference when using this. It helps with eye puffiness, which I don't really have, but I have some dark and fine lines, and like I noticed seeing aging on my eyes, and I started using this, and I feel like it did make a difference. I don't even think that it claims to be great for anti-aging, but I really do love this stuff. There's other eye creams from Sephora that I use, but if I had to recommend one, this would be it. I really tried to narrow things down so that I wasn't overwhelming everyone with my recommendations, but this is the one, and it's super affordable, and if you can get a discount, it's great. Even if there's not, like, if you want to get this regularly when it's not on sale, I still think it's worth it. And then if I had to recommend one skincare item out of all the skincare items, it would be this Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. It's gentle enough to use every day, but I don't recommend starting off with that. I would use it once every other day, whatever your skin can handle. I just think it's worth it. I notice a difference in my skin. I don't want to be without this. It's amazing. Okay, so that's all I have for just skincare and hair. Try to keep it short. Now I am going to go in with makeup. So for primer, I only have one primer to recommend, and it's the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I have really big like pores. Mostly I have like acne scars on my face because I had a lot of acne growing up, and I feel like this fills it in great. I just dab it on. It's great. This is the mini. I've had it for like a year. You just need the tiniest bit amount, and it goes a long way. So I totally recommend this. All other face primers, I've tried stuff from Sephora. I like it, but I don't have anything that I felt that it was even worth keeping in my collection. Like, I've used stuff up, and that was it. I prefer drugstore primer. I did put on a Charlotte Tilbury primer today just for the sake of the video, and I honestly don't even really like how my base makeup looks today because of that. That's the only thing I changed. So moving on with base makeup, I have a little like makeup cocktail that I like to use, and I love these all so much. So this is the Natasha Denon beauty oil. This is just the regular one, hydrating facial oil. So, but you see how little I have left. I'm actually considering picking up another one of these myself because I'm almost out. I have oily skin, and oil scares me. This stuff is amazing. It's a dry oil. You can use it on your hair, your body, your face. I just love using it. I've used it just like as a primer where I've dabbed it onto my skin. I've given it time to settle, and then I've gone in with foundation. But my favorite way to use it is to mix it into the foundation. I also have the Natasha Denon Vision Cream Cover Foundation, and these two together are just a match made in heaven, just if you want to use it. This is very pigmented. It's considered full coverage. I don't like full coverage. I put it on, I use a fluffy brush, and I wear it ever so lightly to give me a skin-like finish. And it's beautiful, especially with this kind of trims it down a bit as far as coverage. It shears it out, and I think these two together are amazing. And then you can't go wrong with the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Again, this is a full coverage foundation. It's very matte, but if you prep your skin correctly, you just go in with the lightest amount, mix it in with some oil. It's quite beautiful. I have that concoction on my face right now, as you can see, and it doesn't look very cakey. Like I said, I have a primer on that I'm not a fan of. I just wanted to try it out today, and I don't like it, but with my usual like drugstore primer, it's beautiful. So those are the two. I know right now skin tints are really hot, and I have skin tints that I love, but none that are available at Sephora, so I don't have anything to recommend to you as far as that kind of coverage, if I'm being honest. So next up is concealer, and if I had to recommend a concealer from Sephora, I would choose the Pat McGrath Labs. This is a beautiful concealer. I love it. I don't wear it every single day because I don't feel like I need as much coverage as this gives. I like to just tap something really lightweight on for every day, but I have this on today. You can shear it down, you can wear it every day. I do think it's beautiful. Side note, Pat McGrath does better sales than Sephora, so yes, this is a recommendation if I had to recommend something from Sephora, but you will more than likely get a better deal shopping this from the Pat McGrath website. I've seen she just had a 30% off sale, and she does these often, so I would wait it out if you don't need it right away and just get it from there. I would recommend this concealer regardless, but it's a good one. So next up, this is kind of a base product and also a highlighter. You can wear this as a highlighter, a foundation, a base product. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is beautiful. I don't really wear it all over my face because, like I said, I have oily-ish skin. My skin has that natural glow within a couple of hours anyway, so I don't really need this for that, but I do wear it under my base, just on the high points and down my nose, and then I go over with foundation just to bring that glow. And sometimes I even wear this over powder, and it goes beautifully over that too. I just dab it in with my fingers or a sponge, and it looks beautiful. So I definitely recommend this just because it's so versatile. And they have a mini, and I haven't seen the mini, but I would recommend picking up the mini because this is huge and it's gonna last me forever. Like, I don't think I'll ever need to buy this again unless I drop it on the floor and break it. But it's beautiful. I've recommended it to people, and I've heard nothing but good feedback, so that's a really good one. I am wearing that on my face today, but I do have a powder highlight over it, but it does just give such a pretty natural glow. Okay. Next, let's go in with bronzer. So cream bronzers are all the rage right now, and with good reason. They're very skin-like. I am a huge fan of Danessa Myricks, if you guys haven't been able to tell already. And like I said, Danessa Myricks is one of those brands that they do better sales on their website. So if you want to wait it out, you could probably wait for Black Friday. I've seen her stuff go on sale for up to like 40%. So I'm just throwing it out there. Do what you will with that information. But I do recommend the Danessa Myricks Balm Contours. It has my fingerprints all over them. I do use these all the time. I have two. I have light 1 and light 2. She has 2 shades per like skin tone type. Like she has light, medium, deep, you know, so forth. She has a pretty good and extensive shade range, as she should. She's a makeup artist, and I feel like she really does know tones. Now the thing about this is, usually when you're thinking about contour, you're thinking about something cooler in tone or something very neutral. These are not, but somehow they work. So for every 2, the first one, so like medium 1, medium 2, light 1, light 2, you know, like that. The first one is going to be what she describes as the cooler tone one. So this is light 1, and as you can see, it's more of like an olive undertone. It just works. I don't know how to explain it, but it does. I have one on my face today. I usually use this when I want like a more chiseled look, but I still want it to be natural. I don't want to go all there with, you know, the cooler tone. Then she has, like, I have light 2, and you don't need both. I'm just explaining the difference between the two. Light 2 is, she considers a contour, but it's warmer. So I use this when I just want to shape my face and I don't want to do the extra step. I don't really care. Like if I'm doing like an everyday, like 1, 2, 3 out the door, and I'm just like rubbing on skin tint, I will put this on. These are a balmy texture, as you can see. And don't be intimidated, but it blends out really. And you can even blend it out with a finger. Like it doesn't even have to be with a brush. But you see how it just easily just melts it. I mean, obviously you can see the color, but it just melts in so seamlessly. And I find that even though it's a balm, it really does last all day. It's actually great for that. At the end of the day, when I come home, like my makeup's still intact, and that's one of the items that have not rubbed off, so I think that's beautiful. Next, let's go into the powder bronzer. For powder bronzer, I have two. So the first one, I have NARS Laguna. I have this on my face today mixed in with my other recommendation. This is just a cult classic for a reason. I tried this out for the first time today and I like it. It gets the job done. I don't think there's anything that's like, oh my god, spectacular, and there's nothing horrible about it. I like this just as well as a drugstore one, but it is good and I think it is worth. And this mini one, like, I feel like this is gonna last me. So that's one. And then the next one is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. This is a really good one. It's really pricey. You have the refills. Now what I love about this is it really does give you that airbrush finish, but I'm just gonna preface by saying this. I got hard pan as soon as I got it, before I even started hit pan. I have to like scrape, can you see that? I have to like scrape it off to use it. But when you do use it, it's beautiful. So yes, it's a recommendation, but for what you're paying for something like this, like I said, do what you want with that information, but it is beautiful. I don't know if I would repurchase. I would repurchase it in the sense that I love the way it looks, but not if I have to do so much work for that, you know? So that's that. So for blushes, cream blushes are my jam. My most favorite cream blush is not available at Sephora, but a really good one that I feel like doesn't get just enough like airplay are these Tarte Breezy cream blushes. I think they're really pretty and they last all day long, and I love mixing them together. But this is the shade Peach Sunset, and then this is the shade Pink Sky. And I usually just mix both of these together. I really like mixing things, but I have these mixed together on my face. I'm a cream gal, and these are the ones that I would recommend as far as blush goes. So yeah. Okay, and then let's go into, okay, next up, let's talk about eyes. So for eyes, Natasha Denon gets recommended a lot for a reason. I have quite a few in my collection, and I think that if you spend the money on it, you won't be disappointed. They're really good for a reason. Today I have mostly Biba on my eyes, and this is what it looks like. It's just your everyday neutral palette. It's your everyday neutral palette. It does have cools and warms, so in that sense, it's worth it. So I'll show you my eyes today. It blends out pretty. If you're just a matte girl and you're not really going to use the shimmers, I don't think you're going to be disappointed, because this does blend out beautifully, like I said. But I have palettes that are way less, that blend out just as beautiful, so you're not going to be disappointed if you want to spend the money. But do I think you have to? No. But if I were going to recommend something from Sephora, it would be even the minis. I would go with the mini first if you're a first timer, because you could do so much. This is my favorite mini. As you can see, it's like, it's been used in reviews, but this is the mini nude. I actually use this one more than a Biba. The Biba is beautiful, and I haven't made an eye look with it that I didn't like, but it's one of those palettes that I really have to think to use, that I don't just grab for. Like, I don't sit down and I'm like, ooh, I just want to have a good time in makeup. I have to remember to use that one. I will say, if you like shimmers, the shimmers like are it. Like, the one palette that I will compare it to, because I just tried it, is the Lorac, and the mattes in that one blend out so beautiful. So that's why I'm like, that's $35. And these Natasha Denon, like these minis, are $25. They have middies, which are $65, and then they have the big boys, which are $129. So I feel like for the price, you can get the same buttery mattes for $35 with the Lorac Pro, with probably even more shades. But the shimmers are really beautiful in these. So you can get good shimmers from the indie brands too, but I'm just saying, it's not going to disappoint. There's just, this is a shimmer from the mini nude. Do you see how beautiful? Like, the shine and just in person, like the sparkles is privately real. And in that sense, that's why I'm like, it's worth it, because it really does pack a punch. I have some shimmers on today. I don't think you could really tell with the light, but just trust me. So I recommend them. Yes, I'm just saying they're expensive, so don't feel like you need to get them, because there are palettes that are a little bit cheaper that are just as good that you can get elsewhere. Okay, so next up, brows. I'm just gonna keep it easy. I'm not a big brow person. I'm still trying to find my way. Today for brows, I literally just used the Viva palette and I used the dark brown shade to fill in my brows. But one recommendation is a 24-hour brow setter by Benefit. I really love this stuff. I've used brow soap, I've used drugstore. This is what I always keep going to. I love it. I would repurchase this. I'm just trying to get through all the other ones, but once I do, this is the one. Like this is the one. I highly recommend this one. So if you're in the market for one, it just keeps, I don't know, it just separates it beautifully and it just keeps my brows in place like all day. Like I did my makeup before putting on this shirt. As you can see, it's kind of a tight shirt. And you know how like usually your brows are all out of place? No, I didn't have to touch up. Like this, yeah, this is worth it. Okay, and then the Bite Beauty Upswing Mascara, I love it. This is a new one that I bought before the sale, but I love it. It's so good. I do have lashes on today, so I'm sorry, but I just felt like this look warranted. I just wanted to put lashes on, okay? But I love it. This is what made me want to buy it. I got this, I think it was like a 100-point perk from Sephora, and I fell in love. I'm like at the tail end of using this, and I'm so excited to jump into the other one. I don't even feel like I need any other mascaras, and I'm a drugstore mascara girl, so I will spend the money for this. So like I said, there's really good ones at the drugstore, so don't feel like you have to, but if you want to, this would be the one I recommend because it's really good. A comparable one is like the Lash Princess Mascara. That one's really good. It gives a lot of volume, a lot of oomph. I do feel like this one's better though, so. Okay, and then we have the Makeup Forever Artist pencils, color pencils, and this is really good. This you can use all over your face. You can use in your eyes, your brows, lips. I mostly use this as a lip liner, but today I did line my inner rim with this, and I used it on my lip line and to fill in my lips today along with something else, but I think it's really good. I want more. My favorite kind of pencils are the wooden ones that you have to sharpen. There's some from the drugstore that I like just as good, but I think it's good. I think it's worth the money. This one that I have is Whatever Walnut, and this is what it looks like. It's like a brownie nude shade, so it's good. Another lip liner that I really love that I do think is worth the hype is the Charlotte Tilbury. This was a full size, and this is how far down I've gone. This is Iconic Nude. I like this one more than Pillow Talk. It's just my thing, okay? And as you can tell, I think I just found a dupe. This is the Makeup Forever one, and this is Iconic Nude. Okay, I had a type. I didn't even realize that they're like the exact same. So there you go. I actually just went just to define the outer, like the bottom of my lip and the top even more. I mean, there's like barely a difference. So yeah, lipsticks, I don't really have a lipstick that I absolutely love that I recommend. I have lipsticks that I've tried, like Pat McGrath is good, Charlotte Tilbury is good, but I don't think you need to spend the money on those. So we're gonna skip lipsticks. And then my all-time favorite #1 lip gloss is Buxom. Hands down, I love it. This is the one. I just feel like it gives me that, I swear my lips are not even that big, but when I put this on, and it's not even like a plumping effect, I think it's just how it looks, and the glossiness is what makes it look so big. And this is my third. I had like a travel size, I went through it. I bought a full size, went through it, and now I'm on this one. And I have like a lot of other lip glosses that I ignore because this is just my one. Like I have one in my purse, which is the one that I'm pretty much through with, and then this is like a newer one. And it's like a pinky color, but honestly, you can put it over anything. Like it'll be okay, be milky. But do you just, oh, I see that. If you do over apply, I'm gonna say it can get goopy, but honestly, it's so beautiful. Just apply it carefully. See, like, that's my trick. I apply it like right over my cupid's bow, right under it, and just, it gives that pout. So yeah, that's all I have for my recommendations. I thank you so much for sitting through this. If you're still here, you're a real one. And if you're picking up anything, let me know. If you're interested in seeing what I'm picking up, I did place an order, a very humble order, but if you're interested in seeing what I picked up, let me know. I can do like a get ready with me showing how I use the products. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye.